Particle physicists claim that the particle model is the most successful model of physics ever, and it's led to all kinds of technology which we have today, all kinds of digital technology. But this isn't true. It's just not true. All the technology that we have today is built on quantum mechanics, and the particle model is one interpretation of quantum mechanics. But when you look at it objectively, it's not science. And here's why. The particle model is built on 4 forces. So let's see. First off, what's a force? Force is either a push or a pull. According to Newton, a force is mass times acceleration. But you have to be connected. There has to be a physical connection at all times. You can't pull a car by the power of your mind. You have to have a rope connected to it, or you can't push it by the power of your mind. You have to have something behind it and pushing it, actually touching the object. So empty space makes no sense. And when you understand that and face that fact, then you understand that the particle model is built on telekinesis. And in the particle model, there's force carrying particles. Particles which carry the telekinesis. But how do you carry a pull? Either you pull or you don't pull. You don't carry a pull. It doesn't make sense. And 3 out of the telekinetic forces of particle physics pull. The other one, the electromagnetic force, it pulls and it pushes. But it's just an example of how you have to slow down and stop and think about the very fundamentals of physics in order to make sense. And there's no point going through all sorts of fancy mathematics to try and make it make sense, and creating new science fiction mathematics to try and make it make sense, if it doesn't make sense at the fundamental level. Holes in the middle of empty space, black holes in the middle of empty space, makes no sense. It's just illogical. They're not holes. They're dark stars. They're solid. Neo-string theory explains how they work. The aim of this video is not to intellectually bash or make fun out of anybody. It's to wake people up to the fundamentals of the models that are being used in physics and the fact that they don't make sense. I could talk about energy. There's no explanation for energy. It's talked as if it's a verb, work done, but it must be an object because it's mass. I could talk about gas clouds, why they can't collapse under gravity because they don't have gravity. Their overriding condition is entropy. The aim is to make people understand that the models don't work, they're not science, but there is a model, neo-string theory, which does work, and it makes sense out of everything in physics. With phenomenal new technology possible, which needs people to work on. Science at the minute is being dictated by money and people who can't seem to see beyond the short-term profit. Advances in science often incur pain and suffering in the short term, but it's the only thing which advances civilization and protects the people we love.